I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moment of silence, please. Thank you. Welcome everyone to the regular meeting of the Board of School Trustees, Tuesday, April 14th, Tell City Junior Senior High School. Roll call, all members are present. Adoption of the agenda, Tuesday, April 14th. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda.
I'd like to add, thank you, Hannah, I'd like to add item N, potential donation for the naming rights for the new gymnasium. With that, does anybody have anything else? Seeing there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Reports, William Tell Elementary.
So we have invited our student council members here today, led by Mr. Birchler, and they're going to give a presentation. So if you all want to turn to the screen, student council, you have the floor.
Hi guys, real quick while they're getting set up, I'm Bryce Birchler. I'm a 6th grade teacher out at William Tell. Mrs. Leisner, Mrs. Osborne, Mrs. E approached me or emailed me a couple months ago and asked me, hey, what are some things that you guys have been doing during student council and can you present that in front of the school board? And I said, sure, we'll come up with something. So instead of listening to me talk, these guys came up with a presentation. They made it all their own. We got some other student council representatives in the audience here, but these guys have got it all planned out. They practiced it, so they got it all down. I'll let them talk about what they've done over the course of the year.
I think it goes to the Chromebook. You got it?
Yeah, there you go. You got it. You're good.
There we go.
Okay, so the way that we got in was one day in class, everyone in the grade got a list of who had casted a ballot, and then the people in their class got to vote, and the top people got it. Student council worked for Fall Fest by decorating the haunted hallway, so we decorated the band room and surrounding areas. It featured a fog machine and more. Student council members wore masks and hid to scare people. Other student council members guided people through the hallway. The haunted hallway had a very successful comeback from its origin several years ago. And then people entered right there, went through the hallway, went through the band room, through that hallway, and exited right there. Student council held a door decorating contest for Christmas. Staff members had a choice to purchase. After a couple of weeks, student council voted on the doors. There was a grade level winner from each grade, a school-wide winner, a most creative winner, and most Christmas spirit. This is the poster we hung up on our school. At the Winter Carnival, that's Miss Forey's, which won as the school-wide winner and the grade level winner. Then Miss Wetzel's, which one is most creative, and then the Zindan, which one is most creative. At the Winter Carnival, student council worked and helped out. These things include face painting, helping with games, and setting them up. We also helped clean things up when it was over. These are two of the pictures from the carnival.
Student council all agreed on 12 dress-up days for Christmas. We made sure almost all student council members dressed up. This year we wanted things more fun, so instead of just 6th grade doing it, it was a school-wide participation. These are the dress-up days that we hung up around the school.
Student council then came up with a fast food bracket that all 6th grade students could vote on every day. We ranked a lot of fast food places and put them on a bracket. We printed it out and put them on a bulletin board and switched them up every day. We are currently keeping votes to see what the overall winner is, and this is the bracket of all the fast food places we ranked, and we currently know that Chick-fil-A, Raising Cane's, and McDonald's is winning.
For our kindness cards, the student council made a card for every single staff member in the building. On the cards, we thank them for what they contribute to help our school. After we finished all of the cards, we passed them out to the staff.
Then student council started Trivia Tuesday on March 3rd. Every Tuesday until school ends, we will have Trivia Tuesday. We have school-wide questions K through 2 and 3 through 6. We alternate which side is able to answer. We also make sure only kids come up with the answer, and when they have one, they call it. Then the student council will deliver the trophy to whatever.
For the future, we are planning to have a 6th grade dance. We have made a playlist with appropriate songs. We really want to have this dance because we do not have a kindergarten prom due to COVID. We are planning to schedule this late April with chaperones and teachers.
Thanks so much for inviting us. Does anyone have any questions?
So whose idea was the fog machine?
It was
Mia? You're gonna tell everybody what happened when you were in the fog machine?
So it took us a little bit to get it going because we didn't know how to work it. So our computer teacher kind of left us on our own to figure it out.
Good girl, yeah, keep going.
Then we figured it out, and then we set the fire alarm.
There you go. But it's all Mr. Jarbo's fault.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean, I wasn't even there.
No. Very nice. Very nice job.
Great job.
Very good job. Yeah, I got that one.
Thank you all very much. Tell City Junior Senior High School.
I said, watch the pros, so I told him. A couple things here. Here's kind of a list of the last, this time of year, is it already April? Yep. Does time fly when you're getting old, or does time fly? I think both. It's kind of a list of everything that we have on here. This Friday, I know we have lip sync, which is a good, we have 18 acts? 19 acts, which is, and Lacey will talk about every one of them in between. You know, he loves that. We have 19 acts. I think we have a guest star. He's going to be a judge.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm judging
And
them.
they will try to pay you off, which is a good thing. You know, it helps with retirement. But no, we have 19 acts. This is probably one of the biggest since I've been here that we've ever had. So it's just so much, and you know, it's so much for the kids, and kind of what makes our school special. You know, spring fling, spring concert. You just go down the list. I'm not going down there one, but there's just so much. And well, here, guys, it's graduation. I mean, it just flies by. I feel like that my life is into like 9 weeks. You know what I mean? And you know, and stuff like that. So, but it's pretty cool. The kids are excited, and that's why we do it. But here's kind of a list of everything. Empty bowls. I didn't put a time on there, but it's 5 o'clock. And we were on the cover of SIP magazine, Southern Indiana Power magazine. Empty bowls is $20. You get food, and you get to keep the bowl. And all the money goes directly to the widow's pantry barrel. And the kids do a great job, and they love it. It's this Friday. Now, when is it? Next Friday at 5. At 5 o'clock. It's on the 24th. The prom's coming up. Holy cow, that's huge. And then, you know, junior sponsors put that on, and then the parents are after prom. And every year, it's a lot. You guys know, all you guys are people who always worked after prom, and it's a lot. The kids love it, and it's a special time. Just you guys can go through that at your leisure. The other thing we have to talk about is DC. Still tired. Ross, you tired? Yeah. Ross is I'm thinking that back to school today. Absolutely great. Like, I could not ask for a better group of kids, staff, chaperones. Everything just fell into place. A lot of construction. A little bit sad we didn't get to the White House, but the 250th anniversary is coming up. They'll have that for the 4th of July. So it wasn't a lot of construction. Reflecting pool that was drained. But the kind of good bad thing, the kids don't know the difference because I've never been there. The kids loved it. They did a great job. Our chaperones were on top of it. Could not ask for a better time, a better group of kids. It was magical. That sounds kind of hokey, but it's true. You know, I would do it every year if I could. Well, I'd wait in between, but it was great. The kids were great, and we did have a talent contest. The 8th graders did. And all the staff and moms got together and they did one. They call themselves the Marshman Mama. I accidentally called them the menopausal moms. I didn't go over well. I apologize for that. But they killed it, and it was just you could see kids in different light because it's always like, hey, do your homework, you know, walk in school or whatever. You can see them in different light, and they were great, man. They were great. I know John received a phone call
Just this morning, complimenting us. Yeah.
Yeah. I got a phone call from a random person, and she called me. And usually I just deal with problems. So that's my job, to deal with everything. And so I called her back, expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, just get butt choked for some reason. But she said, hey, you know, I know this young man went. You know, he needed help to go. But she said, I talked to him on the phone last night, and I couldn't get off the phone. He went through detail after detail after detail. And I just want to say thanks. And he's now showing me pictures, and he'll never, ever get to do that again. He's never been out of this Spencer, Perry, Hancock area. She said it was great. The kids were great, all except the Martin girl. She was a little bit of a troublemaker. But other than that, it was a great, great time. And, you know, I told the kids, I appreciate you letting me go with them. I mean, it's kind of an honor. If we could fly, it'd be a little bit better. but it was great. And I hope that continues. And I appreciate it. So, all right, you guys have any questions or no? All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Ramsey. Next up, report from the County Redevelopment Commission. I have nothing to report. Communications from the public.
No one signed up. I assume everybody's here for the student council presentation.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Next up, we have the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Any discussion?
No discussion other than to say in the manila folders is that final resignation that I told you guys we would get this morning. So we did receive that. And just to recognize a lot of talent walking out the door and graduating this year. Nikki Freeman in my office is retiring from the central office. She's the one that has been there the longest out of the current crew and just been responsible for payroll and those kinds of things for many, many years. So we're going to lose a lot of knowledge there. Dana Simmersheim, who taught and then went to Title I and then served as our literacy coach, is retiring after 33 years. And that is a huge, huge amount of knowledge. And a lot of our literacy improvement is credited to her and what she's done. So I want to say thank you to her. And Mr. Ramsey is finally going to hang up the DC shoes and go to work on his farm, I think, a little bit more. So, and he's been a heck of a principal. So 32 years with corporation. So Mark just recognize those folks. We'll do something a little bit later with everybody, but a lot of experience and a lot of service going out for this year.
Thank you, Mr. Soto. Does anyone else have anything to add? If they don't, all those in favor of accepting the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries 5-0. Surplus.
Nothing.
Nothing. Old business, after school care.
So to follow up, late March, or at the March board meeting, we talked a little bit about our options with after school care at William Tell specifically. Came up with some options. None of them were really great, but they were options. Since then, I have been contacted by the state who told me that we have an abbreviated and expedited grant coming forth soon in the next 2 or 3 weeks. At this time, the plan is to wait for that grant and apply. They said it should be done really quick. They look for the approvals to get done very rapidly. We should not miss a beat with the 21st century.
In the event something happens, then I'll come back to you and we'll go from there. I did touch base with the Y, thank them because they did offer to come and talk to you guys tonight. But told them, as long as this is an option, this is the way we want to do things. He said, just keep them in our thoughts if we need any kind of help. So we've still got plans and backup plans. But right now, I think that's where we're going to be. So there's no action necessary on that, just a heads up.
Does abbreviated mean it's gonna be smaller than that than before? Or is that
They said an abbreviated application. I don't know. I don't know what to expect at this point. It's always been a very lengthy, detailed grant. But I don't know if you saw today, the governor released $200 million earmarked for childcare and vouchers and waivers for that. So my assumption is
this would fall under that?
this is going to be supported because they're realizing when they took that money away that a lot of parents are relying on those kinds of supports. So hopefully not any less money. But once again, I'll just have to keep you guys posted at this point.
New business.
Under new business, up first, we have the auxiliary gym bid review and award. At the time of the packet, UDA had not finished going through the bid packets. They had some questions that they needed addressed. Just today, I received them and I sent them to you guys via email so you could review them. And the bid tab sheet was submitted to us. The apparent low bid, which was Seifert, did not meet all specs. There was a difference in the perforated aluminum that was used on the walls. It was designed to be an acoustical and a support feature. They tried to look into it and kind of see what the thought process was there, but the long and short of it is it did not comply with bid specs.
This was clearly in the bid specs.
Yes, it was stated that, yes, the certain gauge and number of holes, I think even per square inch had to be.
This is what I'm here to build.
Correct.
This is,
Yeah.
what they propose would be very loud.
Mm-hmm. And they're worried about hanging goals and things like, or scoreboards and things like that off of it. So, I mean, it was designed with that intent. That said, they followed up with Jasper Lumber, the next highest bid, to verify that they were using that spec. They said they were, and that is my recommendation tonight, is that we go to the next high bid, which is compliant, and accept both alternates, A1 and A2, to get the concession stand and room, office space, whatever we turn them into. Then I turn it over to you guys for discussion.
Do I have a motion to discuss?
I'll make a motion to discuss the bid
Thank you, Ross.
sheet.
Go ahead.
I think since we pay UDA to vet these bids, if they did a thorough job, we'd be stupid not to pay attention, especially when they found one bid wasn't meeting the required specs. So I think we should probably go with what they recommend the next highest bid of Jasper Lumber.
Anybody else?
I reckon get it done quite a bit quicker, but really getting it done in April doesn't really do much for us. We have to break for summer. It's good for most of the summer with not a lot of use. Also, not to do it. All the timeframes are pretty similar.
Yeah.
We're both of them going to use quite a few local subcontractors or something.
I knew some of Cypher's because that was discussed with me by Jason. I don't know about Jasper Lumber's.
I assume they use them.
I looked at them, they were similar. Some of them were similar, but not all of them were the same.
Anything else? Chris, nothing? All those in favor of accepting John's recommendation signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries 4-0 to 1 abstain. Next, William Tell Elementary.
Several recommendations at William Tell. We have homebound instructor in Deanne Anson. She's a member of our special education co-op. She's actually been helping a student for a while now, so there's some retro pay in there. We'll get your approval on her tonight. Jennifer Blackgrove, currently teaching kindergarten, is requesting a voluntary transfer to special education. The administration at William Tell is looking to add a special needs teacher to help offset some of the increased special needs that we see. So she's wanting to transfer from kindergarten to that. On-target site coordinator, Courtney Harper, program assistant, Michelle Lavorne, and on-target adult supervisor, Tori Henderson. We did have all those background checks in on time, so they were included in your package.
A motion.
Make a motion.
Gary. On the volunteer transfer special ed for Jennifer Blackgrove, is that a pay difference? And you should just work her way into that.
It's still the same teacher scale. So what's happened last month, we accepted Lisa Hettinger's retirement. Jennifer is going to become special needs teacher, and we're not going to replace that second grade position. We're going to absorb that one for this special needs position. That transfer opened up a kindergarten spot, which I think someone has requested. And then we're doing the shuffle game now. So right now, I think got a Title I spot open.
Kayla
Thank you.
did announce, yeah, she's gonna go to kindergarten.
So-
So her position is open. We're talking with those.
So once we land on what spot we actually have open, we'll push that. We always allow that internal shuffle. So there wouldn't be a pay difference in any of that.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Does the special ed, did we give them a stipend because the special ed teachers so far are defined that it was a little more than
Per student.
We do not differentiate pay at this point, though.
What we did.
you said there was just
We-
one time stipend?
We have given a stipend before, yes. When there was a substantial addition to the workload for our special needs teachers, we did offer a stipend at that point, yes. But it is not something that we have done repeatedly.
If there's no other discussion, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries 5-0. Tell City Junior Senior High School.
At the high school, we are recommending Carrie Kleeman as a full-time special education teacher. So she's currently part-time. She splits her time between William Tell and the junior senior high school. With Mr. Kincaid's retirement last month, Mr. Ramsey said he'd really like to have a little bit more special needs help. So we're just going to absorb half of Mr. Kincaid's position, and the other half is going to be Carrie at her full-time. So William Tell will be posting for a special needs spot too, based on that transfer.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve junior, senior high school.
Thank you, Henry. Any other discussion? If there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries 5-0.
It's that time of year when we do all this stuff, so there's a lot of this kind of movement. Mhm.
Athletics.
Lots of athletic recommendations. For varsity cheer coach, we are recommending Jessica Boland, Elliot Brown as volunteer assistant football coach. Stephen George is taking the helm of varsity girls swim, and Stacy Marion will be accepting the assistant girls swim coach. Currently, Stacy has both the varsity spots and Stephen had both the assistant spots, so they're kind of splitting up those stipends and that workload. Volunteer junior high football coach in Norman Dixon, paid assistant football coach Zach Hensel, and varsity assistant softball coach Steve Parker. Once again, we did have those background checks in, so everything's included. It's for your approval.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to accept all the athletic recommendations as a group.
Any other discussion?
Steve Parker, he already working them since the season's already started.
Not supposed to be.
But that's why I wonder, I mean, if this is one of those, we're proving it after they've started. Or
No, I mean,
So they've been going one assistant coach short until now.
I didn't authorize him to work early. Wasn't asked either. So,
If you want volunteers.
yeah.
Any other discussion? If there is none, all those in favor of following hires signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Corporation.
At the corporation level, I'm happy to recommend Christy Moore for the central office manager position. She has a lot of central office experience. It's going to help her with her day-to-day tasks. And with this is as a result of Nikki's retirement. Kathy Van Hoosier, who's been ECA manager in transportation, is moving up to payroll. She had served at Nikki's backup there for a while, so she was familiar with the process. She's going to keep the cafeteria and do that. And then Lauren, who is currently the office manager, will take on transportation and a lot of our state reporting, which has really exponentially grown in the last couple of years. And she has been working with the secretaries at the building level schools. So a little bit of shuffling going on in my office, and Christy will be a welcome addition. Your approval.
So, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Christine Moore.
Thank you, Ralph. Any other discussion? Thank you for walking us through the transition, Mr. Shogo. If there is no other, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion carries 5-0. Summer school.
Okay. At William Tell, Danielle Imcooler and Dakota Henderson will be splitting kindergarten for English, language arts, and math. First grade, Kayla Finn will take both. Lisa Hedinger will take second grade both, and Jody Watch is recommended for third grade English, language arts, and math. We're recommending Roxy Turner to help with the special education needs, and program assistants Kathy Hammock, Vicky Mathena, Seth Wilkerson, and Jordan Parrott. At the junior senior high, Bob Kryline for biology, Nick Wire for algebra 1 and geometry, and Amber Wheatley for algebra 2. So we ask for your approval on those recommendations for summer school.
Make a motion to approve the summer school.
Thank you, Derek. Any discussion?
I'm surprised we got Lisa Hedinger helping out this summer when she's retiring, but she wants to do it for the summer too. We got experience there. That's great.
Yep.
It's all that. There is none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion also carries 5-0. Basketball camp.
Dane is requesting to take the team to the Super Hoops camp put on by Indiana Wesleyan. It's funded by a combination of parent contribution and the booster clubs. Got all the information in your packets. The trip is in June from the 11th to the 14th, and I recommend the board approve their trip.
I have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the basketball overnight trip.
Thank you, Hannah. Any discussion?
How many boys and coaches are going?
I think they said around 20.
Larry, we're also going to have a practice in the Hoosier.
Yes, they do get to play in the Hoosiers. Yeah.
Good. That'd be a good experience for them, that's for sure.
There's no other discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion carries 5-0. Building use pickleball.
Okay, Eric Kale and the Quality of Life is requesting the Ox Gym on August the 2nd from 11 to 5 for the Schweitzer Fest pickleball tournament. They're not for profit. The one thing is he doesn't have their updated COI, but that is forthcoming. He said he would get that to us. So ask for your approval on that.
I have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the request.
Ross. Discussion. There is none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Building use regional arts musical production.
The Tell City Regional Arts are requesting the auditorium again June 1st through August the 2nd for Shrek. I believe they've already started casting people. They have already provided their certificate of insurance. They're ready to go with your approval.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the use for play.
Eric? Discussion.
Obviously, that's a lot of dates. Of course, I mean, I know it's not during school year, but that won't interfere with anything that any of our schools sort of wanted to use the gym, the auditorium for.
There's not a whole lot of use for the auditorium over the summer, a one-off maybe. Nothing that's as consistent as this. The chiller swap is going to happen right as soon as we get out of school. And they don't think that'll take too long, so hopefully it won't be too warm during those times. So I don't foresee it conflicting with anything at this point. And we're not putting on a roof, so it shouldn't rain inside there this year. I knocked on wood. I was going to take care of it, don't worry.
I think somebody told me, I can't remember. It was Heritage Hills donating on. not for sure, but they're donating all the costumes for this. They put on play.
Because they've just done it.
Yeah,
Morris Park did it recently too.
someone big about.
I don't know if that's good, but I do know.
There was a huge savings cost-wise.
There have been some Spencer County and Hancock County people who participated in this, so it makes sense.
We're grateful for that. All those in favor of letting them use the auditorium signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Building use, Girl Scouts.
Last but not least, as far as building use goes, the Girl Scouts would like to do a program and recruitment activity at William Tell on May the 8th. That is during school session and during on target. So we will require parental consent to go to that. We won't just obviously let every little girl go down in there. They've got little arts and crafts and things they're going to do, and it's a enrollment drive for them. They did provide a certificate of insurance, and Alexa did approve that. So ask for your approval on that tonight.
I have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the Girl Scouts building use.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That motion carries 5-0. Athletic policy addition and evaluation of programs.
So we all know how important athletics are to public education. But we also know that we can't add everything without careful consideration as to the impacts of adding sports. To that end, Mr. Holland and Mr. Lyons have worked to develop this policy as it pertains to adding sports going forward and evaluating existing sports to determine their viability, make sure that we are supporting those things that we need to support, and giving the opportunity for other groups to maybe present us options if they choose to do so. That said, we have to be cognizant of Title IX, make sure that we're still offering equal access to boys and girls. So that policy was designed to kind of guide that determination. We're asking for your approval on that tonight.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the addition of that and evaluation of programs policy.
Discussion? I will tell you, I was working at one of the local schools and this week, and they are shutting their pool down. Their pool? Wow, it's a big deal. They have 3 swimmers this year. They just cannot afford to keep it going. So
What school is that?
they're, I'd rather not say. It's hard. It's small rural schools. We have 21 varsity sports.
19 right now, yeah. So, and
It's
The number involved is what, we have 4 for each gender.
Correct.
We have 400 kids in high school. We had 3 for each gender when we had 950 kids in high school.
yeah.
Do math, and some of them aren't filling all of their
Right.
spots that they don't.
We want to give everything we can, but people don't consider referees, umpires, coaches, equipment. It's big bucks.
Yep.
The fund always.
Some of
That's what this small school I was at the other day is facing. They just can't do it.
well, there are conference considerations too. If we can't support a team to, compete in conference, then how are we ever going to, succeed in those kind of avenues?
I hope we don't ever get to that. But, yeah, talk about it before it happens. Have a plan. Do I have a motion? Excuse me, I do have a motion. All those in favor of accepting the addition and evaluation of the programs signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 5-0. Policy updates. Second read.
For board policy, we had Churchill and Anthem review our purchasing policy and streamline it for us. This is the second read, the first read last board meeting. So at this time, unless there are any questions to be addressed, I recommend we approve this policy update.
Got a motion.
Make a motion.
Thank you, Ross. Any discussion on the updates? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. First read, use of school facilities policy update.
Based on some of our recent discussions and a big increase in building use, I've asked Churchill and Antrim to review our building use policy. So they have provided an option that meets legal specifications and kind of streamlines our processes. At this point, it's not complete. Obviously, they threw in numbers as fillers, so that's kind of a local decision at this, for us to decide what do we want to charge. So things to consider before the next board meeting. Do you want to continue to authorize billing use as we're doing it now? That has historically been what we've done. We bring everything to the board. That is not mandated by law. Building principals can do that. If you want, you can only approve things that are a deviation from policy. So, for example, for a for-profit that doesn't want to pay a building use fee, they could present to you and say, I want you to waive the fee because I'm special. But anything like what we've approved tonight, where it's pretty standard, we could just let the building level principals approve. It wouldn't come to you guys. That's something for you guys to decide. Item 2 is the suggestions on the fee schedules and what should we be charging for use of our facilities. Several people have mentioned building access. At this time, we require keys to be handled only by board approved employees. We don't give them out to volunteers. We don't give them out to building use people. That puts us in the position of making sure that there is somebody tied to the corporation at an event. If there's discussion that wants to take place around that, now is that time, and then whatever else you may want to bring up along with building use policies. So not necessarily anything we have to decide tonight, but things for you guys to think about going forward, how we want to handle building use.
So is this things we could just email you?
You can just email me and we can put them together and do yeah.
Do you know if most other schools have the school board?
It is all over the board. Yeah, it's all over the board as to whether or not it goes to the school board or how these things are handled.
And we have good principals, I would kind of trust them to do it, but on the other hand, I kind of like to know what is going on in the building, what groups are using it. Someone calls us and says, how come so-and-so's in the building?
Right.
You could also just have a summary of the school board.
John, do you have I'm thinking of all the years I did.
5 people that are.
How many people,
Whatever.
unusual, have we ever approved? I mean, most of it's all standard, community-oriented groups, but there has been some.
One a couple of years ago that requested a move from the policy for use of this facilities, like facilities. It doesn't happen very often. It doesn't happen very often. The policy is pretty clear as to who can use it and for what. And that's why I said if it was any deviation from the policy, obviously you guys are the only ones that can do that. I can't do that. So that would be the only thing that would. But I also don't have a problem with bringing them to you, or I heard you earlier, something. I could bring a synopsis and say, here's what's going on. That's just as easy for me too.
Usually we have what, 2 to 4 at the most.
Yeah.
Meeting, it takes us a couple minutes. I don't see a problem keeping it the way it is,
No,
but other people want to switch it up.
Definitely a reasonable request.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I just wanted to put it out there since we're reviewing the policy. Now would be the time to make those kinds of suggestions and changes. So if you have thoughts, email me. I can consolidate them into the policy and share that with you. And we can go from there. And then we'll bring that back for second read next month.
All right, next up, item N. I had discussed with the board a few months ago when we were in the planning stages of our new practice facility, field house. We have a fund set up after my father's death for the youth of Tell City. And that fund goes to students at this school, and my mother passed away in July. And I discussed with the board, and I'm going by our policy. I'm not for sure, since it's a policy, I would like permission from the board to make a substantial donation to the school for the right to name the new field house after my parents.
With both names on there, just call it Thomas Field
Just
House.
Thomas Field House. So I'm asking the board's permission. I wish I had the policy in front of me, but I do not. But we do have it. requires a permission from the board. It doesn't set a dollar amount. But I think I've discussed with you privately what that is. I'm asking permission to do that.
That different people want to have gyms named, and two more than we had gyms available, and so that's why we said we needed
A
a dollar amount, a donation, because like that happens. How colleges, you look at what their arenas are named. It's not after some great coach or players. Some donor donated, millions, which obviously this is smaller, those got millions, but
Well, and I'm grateful for just the discussion. Yes, I want to honor my parents, but more than that, I work, as you all know, I've worked in every school in southern Indiana and Kentucky. You got to start somewhere. And the goal is to see if someone like I could do this, then maybe someone else will think about it with their family and do the same thing. And I've watched all these successful facilities being built, and a lot of it is built with private money. Maybe not the whole facility, but parts of it are funded. And so, yes, again, honor my parents. More than that, to start people in this community who've done well here, who went to school here, to come back and do the same thing.
Good idea. And then the donation could help buy some equipment for the new building. And we keep talking the auxiliary gym. We already have an auxiliary gym. We got to name it something, because we can't have people can be confused about which auxiliary gym we're talking about. So I think if you're willing to do that, that would be a great thing.
Does anybody
For the
else?
school and the community.
What are you seeking again?
I'm seeking permission with the donation to name the new facility Thomas Fieldhouse.
Seeking permission to name it
Just to have the naming rights, to name it, yes, with the donation.
Do we know the amount?
I discussed it. I can talk to you later. I just should not say it publicly.
Yeah, that's fine. But I don't know the amount. Not that it necessarily matters, but I'm just curious.
We can table it. So John can put it out.
Would like to read the policy too, just to.
I wish I brought with me, but I've read it several times.
Send it to everybody.
Right. So we want to table it until next
Yes,
meeting.
let's table it to everybody just read the policy. Okay. Does anybody have anything else?
Are you talking about towards that or towards other business for the board?
Anything. Go ahead.
Well, Brad kind of did what I wanted to make sure you guys had the list of everything that's coming up. It's our busy time of year as a school board. So mark your calendars for those important dates, please, especially graduation. So don't lose those papers. In the manila folders in front of you, I did the homework from last board meeting that we discussed. Up first, I got the square footage of the William Tell playground and got some estimates for pour and place surfacing, rubber mulch, engineered wood fiber. You can see those estimates there beside it. I also, just in case some of you haven't been out there, I took some photos of some of our equipment. And I'm not going to lie, it's been a minute since some of this equipment has been replaced. It's inspected, so it's safe. But it's very spread out. It's a little dated. So I wanted to at least share those things with you. I also took some pictures of the pre-K playground, which does have the poured surface on it. That was one of the first things I did. I want to say we did that in either 2014 or 15. And it's starting to show some age on it also. Not all over the place, but in some places. That I remember being $50,000, just that surface. Like I said, it was 2014 or 2015 when I did that, so it's been a decade.
When we put it in, did they say how long they typically should use to last?
They give estimates of anywhere between 7 and 12, depending on
So
X, Y, or Z.
we're on the high end,
Yeah,
so we're doing pretty low.
we're getting our life out of it. I do have a meeting with a playground rep We're gonna meet at William Tell to kind of look at things April 23rd. But I wanted to at least give you some idea of what we were looking at. The estimates there, on the first page are just for the surface. That doesn't include any kind of new equipment, anything like that, redesigning the playgrounds, anything like that. But information.
Would we need new equipment, or we could reinstall the same equipment?
I think some of it could be reused. I also think some of it could be replaced. Like I said, it's all safe. We inspect it annually.
School stuff's almost.
Yeah.
Rolling ankles and everything else.
Mhm.
Can that material be repaired, or is it have to be?
We actually have repaired some of the blue. If you go there, you can look and see where we've cut out sections of it and repaired it. And we probably will do that sooner than later on those spots that you mentioned. But it's also getting to that point in its life where it's time to look at the whole thing. So that's something for you guys to look at. Also in your packets is a estimate for paving the parking lot at William Tell. We have one gravel parking lot that's utilized by our staff and student and guests. That is the gravel parking lot at the soccer field. We got our first sectional for the soccer field this year. And I really think the only thing that could have been better is that parking lot, to be honest with you. Something that we've talked about for a while, just haven't pulled the trigger on. Not a huge expense based on what we've got there.
Since our gym came in under budget, we have a little bit of money to.
Well, that might be why I give you all these things, Larry. Put some thoughts in you guys' head.
Although I know places that are getting softball, soccer sectionals without paying for it.
I didn't say it was a necessity.
I'm just saying.
I just
If we can afford it,
pointing it out.
It's hard to find a parking spot at William Tell during the
It can be.
school day.
It can be.
When they have the board and stuff, it's full.
Yeah.
Full.
Yeah, it is. Also included in your packets are LED lighting proposals from Energy Harness. You'll remember Energy Harness is the group that came in and switched all of our fluorescents to LEDs. I had him come in and estimate the lighting at all the fields, so you can see those estimates. That is for maintaining the current risers, poles, so it's just switching the heads from sodium halide, which is what they are now, to LED. I did have him look at the baseball field. He said they are the newest ones we've got, but they are sodium metal halides. They're not LEDs. So he did say they're the best ones we've got right now. At the softball field, I talked about those poles that are far back out from when it was a cub ball field. He actually said he could provide IHSAA level lighting by using only the 4 poles along the sides, because the LEDs are just that much better and they're all directional.
Did he recommend also using the pools?
He actually said he wouldn't. Yeah, he said, what he said was he would put them on those 4 and take the lighting and give us that photometric. And then if it was not up to standards, they would put maybe on just the 2 outside poles, but he doesn't think they would need them. I did explain to them that this is just so we can start talking and thinking about it, and anything that are in the numbers that have been presented obviously would have to go out for RFP. We understood that, but at least this gives us a starting point.
Would we get a better deal if we did all of them at the same time, or can we do like one field 1 year?
You're going to get a better deal if you do also.
Didn't we have some, when we were doing the work at the softball field, didn't we have some preliminary numbers that were double? That softball field,
I feel like it included poles.
I think
oh,
so.
you're right, it may have.
Yeah.
Because people would think it says it was 280-foot field before, and that's trying to fit.
Yeah. I think Hannah's right.
Those poles, so.
That makes sense.
Boys, maybe, that's what they had, they just had.
Mhm.
Like,
I made a point to tell them that we would want photometrics on any field that guaranteed us. I don't want the bare minimum on the IHSA rating. I would like somewhere closer to the high end, just because that way if one of them does burn out, we can still have a game. If we go bare minimum, then obviously we run the risk of not having enough light on the field. But once again, this is just to put it in your guys' heads and ballpark the number. The last thing in your board packet is a research paper from the Center for Business and Economic Research at Ball State. And we've discussed some of the new requirements coming through from the state. We've got a new report card that's going to look at test scores and graduation and workforce readiness and things like that. And we always say that, you know, we do a lot more for kids than just, you know, teach them. This study is a value-added measure of school performance in Indiana. You can look it up online. In fact, I shared it on our Facebook page for anybody that wants to go and read the article out there in YouTube land. What they did was they took not only our test scores into consideration, but they also looked at our demographics, our socioeconomic status, the number of students on free and reduced lunch, and the number of special needs students. They then compared that with what we are expected to achieve versus what we do achieve. And that difference is the value-added measure. And they've got all their data in nice format. I gave it to you rank ordered, and I highlighted in there some schools that are nearby with their school colors. But what I can tell you that I'm probably the most proud of is that when you look at Tell City, in third grade I Learn proficiency, we're in the second quartile of the state. And we missed the first quartile by one school. We were right on the bubble, which means top 20%. For 8th grade, I Learn performance, we're in quartile 2. And for SAT and college ready benchmarks, we are in the first quartile with a value added of over 8%. What it shows that we are consistently swinging above our ability. We are doing a great job with our kids, and we're getting more kids to be more successful than what we're expected to by the state. And this is not stuff that, you know, you're going to find on the DOE. This is a private study done by not an educational college. It's the Business and Economic Research Center. And it shows the value that our education adds to Tell City students. And I'm very proud of all of our staff, and I thought you guys should have that.
When the Indiana Department of Education comes up with their new letter grades, will they take these factors?
Probably not. Probably not.
It's nice to know that we're going to do something.
But it is nice to know that when you factor in, and socioeconomic status matters, and special needs matter, and those kinds of things do impact kids. And this shows that we consistently.
Ever done a study like this before?
I haven't been able to find one. They've talked about socioeconomic status and things like that, but this was the first one I've seen that's been so concise and looking at those metrics. So, and once again, I included some nearby schools for you to compare their added value to ours if you want to do that. Appreciate that. No problem.
Thank you, Mr. Sharp. Very informative.
That's all I have tonight. Hope that was enough.
Lots of stuff. Thanks for all the participation. Thanks for the William Tell kids that came. Greatly appreciate their efforts also.
Did great stuff.
Does anybody have anything else? If there is nothing else, this meeting is adjourned.
Let's just have a